Hey everybody, welcome to my top 10 albums of 2018. I am very excited to showcase for you what I picked out as my very favorite records of this year. It was very difficult to narrow it down just to 10 albums, but I think you guys are gonna dig what I picked out. So with all that, let's start with number 10. This is Father John Misty with God's Favorite Customer. Now this was one I actually did pick up on vinyl. I did do the pre-order, so I got the loser edition. That's the special vinyl color put out by Sub Pop, but music-wise, this was kind of a return to form for Father John Misty or Josh Tillman, and I really enjoy it. Now, I'll be honest, it's not as good as I Love You Honey Bear, but this was a lot better than his previous release, which was, I can't even remember what it was, but that one was a little too depressing, whereas this had more of that sort of subversive, psychedelic folk that I really enjoy about Josh Tillman, especially the lyrics. I really enjoyed the lightness of this particular release. Coming in at number 9, we have Kali Uchis's debut album, Isolation. Oh my gosh, this is just a cool, funky, groovy, sultry, neo-soul, dance vibe, 90s, 80s, modern, just all of this stuff, Latin dance beats all rolled into one with her amazing voice. I was just blown away by this record. It actually annoyed me how much I loved this album on my first pass. Oh my goodness. I don't own this on vinyl yet, but it is gonna be up there on my must-buys. Just a fantastic record. Go out and listen to this album if you haven't already. At number 8, we have Daughters with their 4th album, You Won't Get What You Want. Holy cow, this album, just like The Swans, was a revelation for me this year. It is dark, biting, brooding, brutal, unrelenting music, just abrasive. It hits you and it doesn't stop. It just was a fantastic listening experience. And to think that they narrowed this down from 150 ideas, they distilled it into this record. It just really shows you their musicianship, their craftsmanship. It borders on maybe one of the many metal genres, but the band describes themselves as rock and roll. But, oh, wow, you're in for a treat if you haven't heard this already. For those of you who have been longtime fans of Daughters, I'm sure you're yelling at the screen saying, Geek, how could it take you this long to find out about this band? And I know, I agree with you. I'm just finding out about Daughters now, but I'm so glad I did. Wow, what a fantastic album. At number 7, we have John Hopkins with his 5th album titled Singularity. Again, another dark and brooding record. However, this time it's more in the experimental electronic realm. It's almost like someone took a 90s house record and they put it underwater for a long time, and then someone in 2018 discovered it and put it on a turntable, and it has this sort of eeriness about it where there's moments of house music, dance music in there, but then it fades away like a memory into more experimental, atmospheric moments. And then there are pieces of just pure solo piano that are very haunting and emotive, just a beautiful pieces. It's over an hour long. Oh, but it is so worth it. And this is a new artist to me and just fantastic release. Can't get enough of it. At number 6, we have Hop Along with their 4th studio album, Bark Your Head Off Dog. I did not expect to like this as much as I did, but I kept getting requests to check out this album from viewers like you, and I finally did. And I'm so grateful. It's just got a wonderful sweetness to it and a very sincere, genuine angst about it. Sort of a bittersweetness that just is so well captured by the lead vocalist. I love the way she sings. The instrumentation is beautiful. The drums, the melodies are infectious. So is the chorus. It just gets under your skin like a good pop record should, but it has a deeper level underneath it, which gives it this nice kind of indie vibe about it that I just couldn't get enough of this record. Really impressed by this album, and I'm looking forward to checking out more by Hop Along. At number 5, we have the Voidz with their 2nd album, Virtue. Oh my goodness, this was a fantastic album. I chose it as a pick of the week. If you haven't already seen that episode, be sure to watch that as I go more in depth into the music, but suffice it to say, there was just so much variety on here. I couldn't ignore the creativity of this band, and I just fell in love with it. It's very eclectic. I really went into it not expecting much, and oh my gosh, just fantastic record. Love the Voidz. If you haven't already, be sure to check out this album. At number 4, I have John Coltrane with his lost album, Both Directions at Once. Oh my goodness, I was blown away to find out about this record. I had no idea this album was lost for so many years. Just this recording was sitting on a shelf somewhere. And thankfully, the folks over at Impulse put this together. Just an exquisite packaging job. I talked all about it in a first impressions video, but my goodness, just John Coltrane hitting his prime and just firing on all cylinders. Fantastic, beautiful music. Just a great window into his creative process, where he was at this time in his life. Can't recommend this enough. In a number 3 spot, I have Beach House with their 7th album titled 7. Wow, okay, so I pre-ordered this not expecting much, and Beach House somehow surprised me. I don't know how they did it. They still have that classic Beach House sound, but they made changes. There's faster pieces on here. There are slower pieces on here. They pushed their sound to the limit, and they came up with something fresh, which is so refreshing for me as a listener, as a longtime Beach House fan. I just was really blown away by this record. They really won me over. After their last couple of releases were kind of par for the course, they really hit it out of the park with this one. Wow. It's so great to see a band like Beach House come at their sound from a different direction, attracting new fans without alienating their longtime fans. Just a great album overall. In the number 2 spot, I have Kids See Ghosts with their debut album. As you probably already know, this is the collaboration between Kid Cudi and Kanye West, and oh my gosh, just a fantastic album. I talk about it in length in my pick of the week, but to summarize, just a wonderfully complex ode to mental health, creative struggles, and working through your inner demons to come out the other side as a better person. It is all that and more. Wonderful melodies, rhymes, fantastic production, just a beautifully put together album that I am so excited to see what Kids See Ghosts come up with next. And in the number 1 spot, I have MGMT with their 4th album, Little Dark Age. Wow, this was so much fun to listen to. It was an early contender when it came out as my album of the year, and it just stayed strong throughout the rest of this year. No other album could really top it because I kept coming back to it month after month, week after week. It never got old. Me and Michael, what a fantastic single. It's just joyous, experimental, wonderful pop melodies, pop psychedelic, electronic, 80s, everything that I love put into a blender, spun around, and then put into this lovely cocktail of an album. Oh my goodness, I just adore this record. I believe this was a pick of the week. I did go into detail on every track on here, but man, I just adore this record. And I wouldn't say it was a return to form for MGMT, but really it was just hey, we're still here. We're still making fantastic music and we can blow you away. And they reinstated their clout as a fantastic creative duo. Oh my goodness, just so very good. So happy to have this on vinyl, by the way. All right, everybody, that has been my top 10 albums of 2018. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my picks, and be sure to leave your own list. Until then, I want to thank you all so very much for watching and supporting me all throughout 2018. I can't wait to produce more content for you in 2019. Until then, I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey everyone, thanks again for checking out my top 10 albums of 2018. If you want to see what I picked for 2017, I put a link right there, as well as a video that YouTube will choose for me. If you liked what you saw, I put out new videos every Tuesday and sometimes Fridays.